That's damn. Okay.
You camp here.
Okay.
But okay, so if the cost of the travel was not outrageous, if you were gonna take a long weekend and drive to Oregon, that's cool. But you're not booking a flight to New York.
Yeah, only because I'm making radio wages. I've got I don't have that kind of disposable income.
But
now,
if you had the disposable income, is this something you've chased, or is this something you want to see once in your life?
No, I would love to see another eclipse. Again, as I mentioned, I haven't experienced one since 1970. Things, outside of our atmosphere, things, space, sun, moon, stars, that kind of stuff. I've always not only would I, in the words of Carly Simon, fly my Learjet to see a total eclipse of the sun, but I would make certain that on my phone or on my streaming service I had some stories of sharp side of the moon, and would listen to that while I was watching the eclipse.
Not funny.
You can't avoid those two experiences together. You have to have them at the same time.
Okay.
Like the law.
I have seen a couple of Asian tour companies that would go out into wherever in the ocean and was going to happen, and you just that was the cruise was you spent the day so that you were in this kind of country.
Because you wouldn't send them on the moon.
Yeah, there was one. I'm really going to review exactly how bad it is. There was one. That was tricky because you had that disk move in that created that kind of real blood. And then it disappears.
Turning right to hate you
and you realize, wait, we see this every month, it's just way slower.
True, but in its intensity, when you see the moon that is normally kind of white and bright,
she flips me off. You're the one who's trying to hit me. Don't fucking flip people off.
Because you're not used to that, and you know that something's weird here. I think witnessing those kinds of things, I think it's easy to understand why primitive peoples would have attributed all kinds of crazy stuff to eclipses.
You go back to an era when the prefrontal cortex of human beings didn't use ever. Of course they thought that God was covering. There's evil spirits. We better do something about it. I know, let's carve a face into a gourd and harass our neighbors till they give us food.
Yeah, there you have it, superstition. That's Philip, or wherever you stream.
And taking a look at my Celia Merritt Drive, the off-ramp there, there's a port of fire. That's Highway 99 we're talking about. Northbound 99 is the 180 connector here in Fresno. Collisions, no injuries. That's the Visalia 16 South Front Street. Collision injuries involved there. Also in Tulare County, 37,000 block of road 33.
change the air filter.
Never, ever.
You'll know with your at-home comfort retailer. Jim.
And I'm Annette with Shaw's Home Comfort, and we're honored to serve you. Fresh air.
Mr. World here. Just watching a scary movie with my eyes covered. Which reminds me, my eyes are also covered by my vision insurance. And I need to hurry to Eyeglass World and use my benefits by the end of the year. You know, before they expire. Like that poor guy.
Use your vision insurance today to buy one pair of glasses and get 40% off the second pair at Eyeglass World. Visit eyeglassworld.com to schedule your exam online and for offer details.
Utility bills seem higher than normal lately? That's because PG&E just increased their rates by 25%. Solar Negotiators is offering a way to lock in your utility rates and skip out on paying those high energy bills. Go solar with us and we'll cover up to 4 months of energy costs while you wait to get installed, up to $2,000. Utility companies want you to think you don't have control over your power bill. Prove them wrong. Offer expires October 31st. So act now and call Solar Negotiators at 844-OWN-SOLAR. That's 844-OWN-SOLAR.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go back to Europe finally. KMJ Cruise number 41. June the 18th of next year. Spain, Portugal, and France. This is an amazing trip with Regent 7 Seas Cruise Line. The price has been renegotiated. It's a good 4 figures less than where we started. And everything is all-inclusive, as it always is. Your adult beverages. Everything you're going to possibly need. You will not pay for the airfare, which includes business class, round trip. You gotta love it. Click KMJNow.com, and you're going to find out all the information there and how to get a hold of Altour, both in Fresno and in Visalia. Again, KMJ Cruise number 41 is going to be June of 2024. So you've got time to save a few pennies for this one. We're going to leave out of Lisbon, Portugal, and we're going to wind up at the end in Lisbon, Portugal. In between, much of Spain, Bordeaux, France. Click KMJNow.com and find out everything you need to know.
This is Christina Mousson for Brightcom Cybersecurity. Whether you're a Fortune 500 company or a family business, cyber criminals can make your life a nightmare. Ransomware, insider fraud, data breach. Trusted by law enforcement and nationally recognized, Brightcom delivers professional cybersecurity assessment and 24/7 emergency incident response services. Call Brightcom Cybersecurity now, 578-4800 or brightcomcyber.com. Brightcom, because evidence is everywhere.
As a unified company, we generate financially responsible offers to our valued teachers, and we continue to engage in good faith. If a strike happens, we pledge to keep our schools open and provide a safe learning environment for our students. To help make this possible, we will offer a special pay rate of $500 a day for qualified substitute teachers. To apply for a substitute teacher role at this special rate and help Fresno students, visit FresnoUnified.org to learn more.
In 1995, veteran police officer Michael Chappell was convicted of armed robbery and murder and has spent the past 30 years in prison. The true crime podcast, In the Land of Lies, explores the untold side to this story, one that could prove Michael Chappell is actually innocent. See why people are calling In the Land of Lies incredible, phenomenal, and a must-hear podcast. Binge the entire series now, and new episodes are coming soon. Imperative Entertainment presents In the Land of Lies. Get the podcast wherever you listen.
Where candidates are heard and where voters have a voice.
Get us someone in the White House that's actually going to do something.
This is Fresno's election headquarters. News Talk 580, 1059, KMJ, and always streaming on your smart device and at KMJNow.com.
The afternoon drive. Right here on KMJ, KMJNow.com, or wherever you stream. That's Philip. I'm E.
Can I interrupt you real quick?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Just a little update on a situation that Ron McCary was warning you guys about. Southbound 41 at Rocky Cut is closed. They are starting to divert traffic, so you're going to see some movement on Road 200. But if you're trying to get down the hill on 41, we'll have more details as they reopen it, but right now they're trying to set up a detour. So if you don't need to get up and down the 41, headed towards YLP and points, well, it's the southbound lanes that are closed. So if you're not trying to get down from YLP or Forskold, you may want to consider an alternate route or plan for some extra time on the road because we're starting to see that red line creep back up the hill.
Yeah, not a good time of the week, but on the weekend, that is bad news there. Speaking of bad news, George Soros he's closing office. Yes, that George Soros, ultra-liberal, ultra-billionaire, got a $25 billion philanthropy empire.
No.
But he's shutting some of his offices down. In fact, employees of the Open Society Foundations, which is their Africa operations, received essentially a letter last week, which includes a dozen offices on the continent. Also, its Baltimore and Barcelona locations, talking about the closure. Here's the notice the employees got. With the decision of the board in June to cut the staff by more than 40%, our staffing size and footprint by necessity needs to diminish. We no longer have the bandwidth, which of course is corporate speak for money. We no longer have the money to operate multiple small offices, and thus the decision to further reduce our locations. That means he's going to cut back on spending about $100 million in Africa. Places like Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, Uganda, Cape Town, Democratic Republic of the Congo, Nigeria, Freetown, Sierra Leone, all done. No more funding.
Now, I know that these two things might not seem to be immediately connected, but you see George Soros, whatever you think of him, undeniably wealthy. He got a $25 billion philanthropic commission, even if you hate everything the man does. That's a lot of damn money. Qualcomm is about to lay off 1,200 workers in California. They're looking at San Diego and Santa Clara facilities. 1,258 roles being downsized and shown the door. Qualcomm pretty much makes all the crap inside your phone. They just announced a deal with Apple. They're going to be providing the 5G chips for all Apple 5G devices through at least 2026. They are the chip supplier for the Meta Quest 3, which is a much smaller deal, but nevertheless significant. Why would I say these two things are related? Because both of them are extremely flush, and both of them are cutting staff down. That speaks volumes about their confidence in the economy. It speaks volumes about the intention to prepare for what they see coming down the road. Because Qualcomm's going to keep making money hand over fist, because we're all addicted to these stupid bars of glass that let us peer into the collective knowledge of the human experiment or watch cat videos. But there's one entity that sees things differently. $7 billion awarded by the Biden administration to kickstart development and production of hydrogen-fueled pumps.
It's interesting timing.
Interesting contrast. Two massive, flush,
approaching a railroad crossing.
Successful entities go, we're going to contract it. Joe Biden is spending $7 billion on cars nobody drives.
It's a good point, though, but the difference is you've got Qualcomm, who has to live by what the economy's doing. You have Soros, quite frankly, who also has to live by what the economy's doing because his philanthropic bank sources are all connected to investments somewhere.
Soros lives and dies by the market. Absolutely.
That's right. But the United States of America can just keep taxing us, regardless of what the economy's doing. You think Uncle Sam's going to lower our tax bill anytime soon? Oh, no.
Oh, by the way, I'd like to thank Tommy for bringing it up again. Tax Day's Monday, everybody. If you took the extension, Tax Day's Monday. sorry to not, let it be cool and just allow you to ignore it, but that's the deadline. Monday, get your taxes turned in.
Nice sack.
By the way, coming from a man who once one year said, no, I'm not paying taxes this year, don't do that. Meet the deadline. It's not worth the pain and suffering on the other side. You may feel really empowered when you decide not to send in your returns. Don't do it. Please don't do it.
So, as most of us don't have the ability of president to just spend other people's money on whatever. If you're looking at your tax filing and going, oh, I don't have an extra $5,000 to write a check on right now, go for the payment plan. Even if you're already on a payment plan, you are good. They want you to pay. They don't want you firstborn. Go for the payment plan, set it to something you can actually afford, make the payments until you can put the scratch together and just knock it out. But don't fail to file.
Oh, this is nice.
Okay, so Grandpa Joe, $7 billion, hydrogen fuel cells. You and I
Approaching a
talked
railroad
about
crossing.
while you kind of turn your nose up at the hype over electric,
yeah, I can't.
you've expressed an interest, not as in I'm going to go buy one tomorrow, but you seem to feel like hydrogen fuel cell technology may bear fruit in terms of normal commuter vehicles. Is that still the case?
Well, maybe that was the same thing as the excitement that a 5-year-old gets thinking that on the 24th of December, Santa's going to come down my chimney that night and bring me toys and goodies. I may have been as naive as that child thinking that. Since we talked about that, I've since found out that there are several major car manufacturers who have produced a hydrogen vehicle already. They're already out there.
Yeah.
There are about 25 hydrogen charging stations available in Fresno.
Yeah.
It's been out there, but it's not hyped. It's all been about, these battery-powered cars. So I find it typical of a government misplanning to put...
Well, there goes one bus.